Hi, welcome into Let's Draw, everybody. Thank you very much for being in on time. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a drawing lesson. And yeah, just going to show you how to draw a horny monster today. In the Korp Academy, it's Monster Mayhem in the Korp Academy, so I'm teaching people how to draw monsters all week, and it's been a lot of fun. That's the monster that we've just drawn with everybody in the community. But I thought what we'd try and do is something like that, but a little bit simpler, so it's nice and quick and easy, and anybody can take part. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let's go and say hello to Joff first, who's our dog in the chair. Hi, Joff. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, pretty good, thanks. How are you?
All very well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, mate. Any news for this week? Anything been going on that we should need to know about in Web3?
Um, don't know about Web3. I've been under it this week with work, but I mean, we met a couple of times over the past few days. We had a couple of interesting conversations, so I don't think we're ready to share details yet, but things are happening. So
It felt good.
yeah, all good.
Yeah, meeting up and making some plans and seeing where we're going to go with this. Just for a reminder for everybody who's out there, we're here as part of Corp Dogs. Where is it? Just there. Corp Dogs is what we're doing today. So me and Joff, co-founders of the Corp Dogs NFT digital art project, where we hope to get you creative, but also grow your art collection as well. So usually what we do in lessons like this is we're showing you how to do a bit of drawing, but we're also giving away a bit of digital art as well. Today, no digital art being given away today, but we will get back on it again soon. It's just a pure art lesson. So let's say a few hellos to everybody in the crowd. We've got Ben Amney 89. Escape to Hog W. Is that Hogwarts? Stephens is in as well. OZ Farts, usual people in the Discord. Thank you very much for joining there. We've got a few people joining on Facebook and YouTube as well. So we're broadcasting everywhere today: Facebook, YouTube, Abstract, Discord, and everyone's favourite cesspit X. So yeah, we're everywhere. Who's in on YouTube? Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Well done for making it. Stefan is in on YouTube. James. Joff, yeah, Joff's everywhere. Just so you know, Joff's everywhere. If you've got a question about Corp Dogs or what we're doing, or if you're getting stuck or anything like that, go and ask in, comment in whatever platform you're watching on. Joff's watching everything. He's the dog in the chair. He's watching everything. Sitting
Just
in,
not Facebook.
just not Facebook, yeah. Sitting in his underground bunker with like 20 different screens in front of him is what I imagine. Anyway. Susan's in as well. Jeremiah. Hi, Jeremiah. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it, everybody. Who's that? Go Gadget. Kitty's in as well. Hi. Thank you very much for joining. So, a couple of things you need to know. If you want to share your artwork with us, the best way of doing it is through the Discord. So, join in on the Discord, discord.gg/corpdogs. That's Corp Dogs with a K. That's the best way of sharing your artwork. Somebody else just come in. Is it Kipster? Hi, Kipster. Thank you very much for joining on the Discord. If you're struggling with how to get into anything, or if anything doesn't really make any sense, just go to the URL we've got down there in the bottom in the ticker where it says just here. Go to that URL, korpacademy.com. Let's draw. It'll tell you everything you want to know, from like how to support the channel, how to donate through Ko-fi, how to support us on Abstract, where to watch because we broadcast everywhere, and all stuff like that. We're going to get started in a few seconds though, so do me one last favor before we get started, and that's nearly said mash it, but don't mash it. Just gently tap the like button. If you see a like button, or if you see a button that looks like a heart, just go gently tap that a few times so we know you're there. Throw in a comment. It's always good to know where you're watching from, what your name is, that kind of stuff, just so we can have a little chat with everybody who's out there. And also, what's the last thing? Yeah, share what we're doing. The only way this channel is going to grow is by you guys sharing it. So yeah, please go and let people know. Tell your friends to tell their friends about what we're doing. Easy. Right, should we get on with it and do some drawing? Thank you very much for those people that are tapping on the like button. It does show up on my screen as well. It just floats across the screen. Yeah, it's really cool. Right, let's get on with some drawing, shall we? Thank you. Here we go. So these are the materials you're going to need today. Usual setup of materials. I like to keep this session really nice and simple. So you're going to need a pencil. for a few little guidelines that we're going to throw in, you're going to need a Sharpie or some sort of fat pen, and then you're going to need a slightly thinner pen. I'm using a Sakura Pigment Micron 05, but obviously you don't need to have anything as complicated as that. You can just have like a fat pen, thin pen combo, pencil for some guidelines. Grab some paper as well. What I've found is the best kind of paper that you can use is the paper that's stolen from the photocopier at work. Mainly because if you haven't paid for it, it doesn't matter if you mess it up. So therefore, it's a lot more liberating when you're drawing on it. So yeah, just go and grab yourself a few sheets of paper, and let's go and put on some guidelines, shall we? So pencil first. What we're going to draw? We're going to draw a horny monster today. So are you ready for this then? So let's use the right end of the pencil, and we're going to throw in like the tip of a sausage first. So down here, look, tip of a sausage. I'm going quite dark so that you can see my pencil lines. You only want to go dark enough so that you can see your pencil lines, so they're nice and easy to rub out later, okay? So, yeah, don't go too dark with your pencil lines. But there's the tip of a sausage, just a rough idea of where we're going to put in our monster. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to draw a carrot. A carrot is going to be coming from the top of this character's head. So let's put it in about there, look. So like a carrot kind of shape. Throw that in for me. What other guidelines do we need in on this one? Let's go and put in a circle next. A circle is going to be for the eyeball. How many eyes should we do? Let's do 2. Let's do 2. So let's put an eyeball over there. Eyeball over there. Straddling that pencil line, yeah? What else should we do? Let's leave it like that. That'll do. That is all the guidelines you're going to need. A carrot, a sausage, and 2 circles. Right, everybody got that in? I think I've just seen Natalie drop in on the Discord. Hi, Natalie. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget, if you're in the Discord, you can share your artwork. Whenever you're ready to share your artwork in the Discord, just go and pop a photo in the comments, and Joff will be able to bring it in, and we'll have a look at your artwork, okay? If anybody needs links to the Discord, just feel free to comment and stuff like that. Likewise, if anybody's got any questions whilst we're doing this, feel free to throw it into the comments. Either I'll answer it. Either I'll answer it, or Joff will do a grand job on redirecting it. Okay, are we ready then? Has everyone got those pencil lines in? Are we good to go? Let's go and grab your fat Sharpie. Fat Sharpie, and where should we start? Let's oh no, there is a few more lines, sorry. A few more lines. We need to put some happy curves and some grumpy curves. So grab your pencil again. Happy curves and grumpy curves in this horn. So just here, look. That's a happy curve. Then as you work up the horn, just put some more grumpy curves in. You've already got one just there. We'll ignore that one. But just go and put a couple of grumpy curves in. So a grumpy curve kind of curves that way. Happy curve curves the other way. We're good to go? Right, that's it. I promise that is it. We don't need any other lines. Let's go and work on the horn first. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You ready for this? We've actually got a zoom that's working now. That probably zooms in just a little bit too much. There we go. That's better. Let's start. Right, you see those happy curves that we've just put in? We're going to start working with those first. And we'll grab our fat Sharpie and we'll draw a line across that. But either end of those lines, what we want to do is we want to curl outside the carrot and go back inside the carrot, like this. Look. Curl outside, back inside. Same on this side. Look. Outside, back inside. You're doing that at the top, you're doing it at the bottom, underneath as well. Look. It's just there. Outside the carrot, back in. Outside, back in. Those 2 lines that you're flicking back in, you kind of want them to be pointing at each other. So much so that if you want to do a little broken line like that, just kind of making it so that it's clear that these are joining each other, you could do that. Now, rule number 1 of the Korp Academy is go wonky with everything you do. So double line everything you do. We're going to go over those lines again. Just make them nice and wonky. Wonky lines are easier to draw and look a lot better as well. They're a lot more liberating when you're coming through to drawing, because if you make a little mistake, a double wonky line can kind of hide some mistakes in the future. Okay, so remember how we did that? Let's go and do that. We've got some other little grumpy curves and happy curves across there. Let's go and put them in as well. So you're starting on that pencil line, just outside the carrot, and then flick back in. Same on the other side, just outside, flick back in. little broken line, little dots and dashes. Just imagine Morse code going off in your head, and that's how you do those dots and dashes. Double line it, nice and wonky. Wonky lines are our friends. One more time. So what you'll notice is that the first two curves these are grumpy curves. So it looks like the horn is moving away from us. It's going backwards. This next curve that we're going to do down here, this is a happy curve. So it looks like the horn is moving towards us just there. So that's why we've done that. So we're not just mucking around with pens here and just drawing a load of rubbish. There's actually a little lesson on perspective and how to generate perspective using your line work. So there you go, wonk it all up like that. So they're the bits that are separating the horn. It won't let me zoom up any further than that. That's really annoying. Oh, there we go. That's better. Now you can see the whole of the horn. Let's carry on. How's everybody doing? If you're doing all right, if I'm going too fast, just put a comment in. If I'm going too slow, put a comment in. Chat's gone very quiet. We've got loads of people watching, but the chat's gone quiet. Right, let's go.
I think that's a good sign, isn't it?
I think so.
Everyone's busy drawing.
I think everybody's busy doing stuff. Yeah, anybody who's too busy chatting is clearly not drawing enough.
Yeah, Farts has put a comment in. Comment.
Thanks. Hashtag. You've got to be careful what you wish for here. Right, should we stick in the rest of the horn? Everybody ready to stick in the rest of the horn? Go on, Natalie, I'll let you comment. Okay, the people in Discord are getting a little bit disgruntled with me. So let's go and put in... Natalie, you're taking too long, mate. There we go. I was just saying hi. Oh, hi. Right, let's go and put in the rest of the horn. So first thing we'll do is put a little base on the horn first. So maybe down here, let's flick off a little line that kind of goes from there. Just a curve round, flicked off, tapered around the ends, fat and wonky in the middle. See how it just takes the tip off the fat end of the carrot? That's what we're going for just there. Then what we'll do is we're going to work our way up the carrot, get to the tip, curl around and work your way back down the carrot. We've got pencil lines in there. They are just guides. You don't have to sorry, Silent Thax is putting me off. You don't have to follow the pencil lines perfectly. They're just there as guidelines, okay? So the main thing to remember here is as we go up towards the tip, Silent Thax, as we go up towards the touching the tip, just keep it nice and wonky and go behind these, what should we call them, rims? Go behind these little rimmed bits here. Is that the right word? I don't know. But look, just go up there, look. Sometimes I think it might be better if I just drew and didn't talk too much. Work your way up. Work your way up the carrot and work your way back down. Now in here you want some strong intersections. So you know what an intersection is? It's where where a line joins another line in like a T-junction like that. So it's usually where the shadows live. So go a little bit thicker with your line. So as you're coming up here, look, just in there, just a tiny bit thicker. Sometimes it's only a fraction of a millimetre. It's going to make all the difference. So do that. Remember your pencil lines are just there as a guide. So go a little bit wonky if you want. Just remember, double wonky. Strong intersections. Look at that big old lump sticking out there. We don't mind that kind of stuff. Bring it down to join up, and then we've got ourselves a nice horn. Let's give that horn something a bit more special by throwing in some circles. Now the main thing to remember here is if you throw in a circle in the middle, if you throw the circle in the middle, put it circular. If you put it in the side of the horn, put it like ovular. And yeah, Jessica, don't worry if you've not got black pen. There's no rules. There's no rules. You use whatever pen you've got. You use multicolored pens. Use pencil if you want to. I don't really mind. But here we go. Let's go and put some circles in. So, like I say, if you're doing it in the middle, you want it to be fairly circular. If you're doing it on the side, you want it to be fairly ovular, like that. Let's go and put one in. Look, let's stick one just going behind there as well. Josh got it right. No rules. That's right, mate. You've got to learn the rules to break the rules. Don't let anybody tell you how to draw, except me. Right, everyone done their horn? Let's work on what we're doing next. Let's do going to the eyeball. Eyeballs. The reason I say eyeball is because this was only meant to be a one-eyed monster, but I figured we'll indulge ourselves and put 2 eyes in. So there's our 2 eyes. Let's go and zoom in a little bit closer to those 2 eyes. How's that? Look at that, nice and close. And let's go and put the eyeballs in. Are you ready for this then? We're going to do the same on both sides of the eyeballs. So just remember how we do it on this side and then go and repeat it on the other side. Just flip it over. That's the main thing. Okay. First thing we're going to do, let's take a little slice out. So coming outside the eyeball, going across the eyeball, and then coming outside the eyeball again. So just here, look. Flick off if you can. Double wonky and messy in the middle, flicked off and tapered at the end. There's our first line. Second line is, let's go and put a bottom eyelid in. So starting from there, we're going to go around the bottom third of that eyeball, flick across until you get to the edge where the pencil line is. Just flick slightly, just fractionally outside that pencil line. So from there, just fractionally outside. Double line it, wonky, strong intersections, usual stuff. I know you get bored of me saying it. 2 eyes for sure is better in this case. Do you think so? We'll see. I think so as well. Right, let's go and put the rest of the eyeball in. So we're going to go for the bit there. Follow that pencil line all the way down, or all the way up to that part. Okay. Remember, strong intersections, wonky eyeballs is okay. It doesn't matter if you haven't done a perfect circle for your eyeball. Wonky's good. Wonky is our friend. Go and throw that in. Then what we'll do is let's go and work on that bottom eyelid. So we're just a couple of lines away from being finished with this eye. Bottom eyelids, we'll start on the eyeball and we'll jump around that bit that's flicking out. You remember that bit that flicked out, just a little tiny bit? Around that bit that's flicking out, and then we're going to go back across the bottom of the eyeball. So like this, look, starting about there, around there, flick across, back in. Got an intersection in there, you've got a wonky line to put in there, flick across. If you're struggling with your flicking off, dot and dash it. If you just practice your flick. If your flick doesn't work, dot and dash. As long as it's a subtle kind of crease in there, it'll be fine. Okay, underneath, let's just bring that back into the head. So this pencil line across here, this is the head of our character. So we're going to bring this line back inside the head. So just around here, just a little flick down the bottom there, following that pencil line. It's the bit that's behind the eyelid, but it's where you'd see a little bit of a bulge of the eyeball just there. And the same here. Let's just maybe do a little flick there. Look. Just flick that pen, get that nice tapered end. Okay, how are we doing? Let's go across the top. We're just going to put a little bag of skin across the top. So starting outside the pencil line, finishing inside the pencil line, just there, outside, inside. Easy, like that. Geoff, your horn looks amazing, mate.
Do you want to share that?
Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so let's check out Geoff's horn. There we go. That's awesome, mate. That's looking spot on. I think you put that up on screen before I'd even done it. So I don't know whether you're jumping ahead or not there, but that's looking great. Look at that horn. Fabulous. Looks better than mine, I think. Got a touch of the Mr. Whippies about it. Looks like it could be an ice cream. Nice. Thank you very much for sharing that, Geoff. Anybody else want to share their work in progress? Go and do it on the Discord and we'll pick it up and put it on screen on the stream for you as well. That's if you want to be. Right, what we're doing now with this eyeball. Let's get back onto the eyeball then. And let's put in a pupil. So for the pupil, 2 lines, a circle and a sausage is what we're going to go for with this pupil. So just on the outside edge here, let's go and put in a nice big circle. Big circle, and then this sausage, we're going to sit this sausage like half behind the circle, half in front. Have it curving. Curve it with the shape of the eyeball just there. Watch this. So get in there, out, curving it with the shape of the eyeball. Colour that sausage in black. There we go. Look at how good that looks as an eyeball. Maybe at the top and the bottom of that eye, you might want to flick a few extra little creases in. Just starting on the outside, finishing on the inside of the pencil line. That, you know, that stuff's optional. It's up to you on what you want to do with that. If you're happy with that clean look, then you go for it. Okay, let's go and do the same thing on the other side. So that eye's finished. Let's go and whip over to the other side and do exactly the same thing.
You want to check out Stefan's drawing before we do that?
Stefan's is definitely cheating somehow. It's almost like Stefan's has been to the lesson and knows what kind of eyeballs we're going to draw, because this is a mashup of the monster that we've just drawn a little while ago. Stefan, that looks amazing. Excellent stuff. Yeah, that's perfect. The other thing I should probably point out for you, Stephens, is that we're not going to put in a nose. So I'm not drawing a nose today. I'm going to leave the nose blank. So if you want to throw in a nose, go and do that now whilst you're waiting for me to catch up. So let's go and flip this over and do the same kind of thing on the other side. So you remember how we did it? Double-ended flick off, slicing out the eye, fat wonky in the middle, flicked off, tapered at the end. Then we did the eyelid. How about we really screw with Stephens and change the eye? Let's go and put in an eyelid across the top instead. So this time, let's take a line from there across the top, little grumpy curve because it's curving downwards on the sides a little bit, and just flick it off just outside the eyeball out there. Once you've done that, then go and fill in the rest of the eyeball. This time, because the eyelid's at the top, the eyeball is at the bottom. So let's go around that. Double line it, strong intersections, a nice wonky line. Sorry, Stephens. Thank you, Jeremiah. Jeremiah's loving what we're doing. Yeah, thank you, mate. I hope you're drawing as well. There's no excuses. This is entry-level stuff. So whether you're a seasoned artist like Joff, who has to kind of tone it down a bit for this lesson, then yeah, there's enough in here for you to get on with. If you're a beginner as well, this should be simple enough for anybody to have a little go at. Right, let's go and put on some, let's go finish this off. So up the top here, we're going to go and put the eyelid on. So remember how we did that? Start on the eyeball, go round the little flick off, back into the eyeball. Back into the eyeball. Start on the eyeball, round there, back in. Little nice flick off. If you can flick off first time, it's going to save you a lot of work later on. If you can't flick off first time, just dot and dash it. It gives you the same kind of effect. Up the top here, get back on that pencil line, bring it into the head. And maybe add another little bit of skin if you want to bridge it all together. Down at the bottom, let's go and put in a few bags of skin. Let's go big. Look at that. Let's get a big fat bag of skin there. And then a little thin one underneath it. Look. Just fat where the intersection is, thin where it just blends out into nothing. What about a pupil for this one? You can either do the same with this pupil, you can mirror it and put it over on the outside here, that would look fine. Or we can do this where we put the reflection in just here. And we put the sausage in just there. Colour it in, and it should look like our character is just looking off to the left-hand side a little bit. I like it. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see how this weirdness is looking. What is going on there? No, let's leave that zoomed in. Let's go to this screen. There you go. That's kind of where you should be at the moment. One big horn, two weird-looking eyeballs. Let's go and throw in a mouth. The mouth we're going to keep nice and simple. A W, a V, and a little dash. 4 lines, and we're going to do a really cool-looking mouth. Are you ready for this then? So the first line is going to go all the way across this sausage shape, and it's going to be like a soft W shape. Let me zoom in. I'll give you a real close look at how it's going to look. down here, look. So right across here, what we're going to do is a W shape. So you're going to start on one side, you're going to go down. When you get to the center, that's when you're going to peak, and then you're going to go down again on the other side, and a little flick up to finish off. Okay, so like this, let's go. Let me just see. Yeah, let's go like that. A little W shape. See, mine's a little bit wonky because the eyes are a little bit wonky. That's why I've gone with that. I promise I didn't do that wonkily accidentally. Taper off. Thin, flicked either ends. Fat, wonky in the middle. That's line number 1. That's our soft W shape. Lines 2 and 3 are some V shapes. We're going to round off these V shapes. With these V shapes, so yeah, nice and big, but instead of just doing them like a straight V, just kind of curve them round a little tiny bit like that. Okay, so let's go and put one over here like that, and let's go and put one over the other side. Double line it, strong intersections where it joins, hides behind that lip. The tooth is hiding behind the lip. It's going to have a bit of a shadow, so we just go a little bit thicker there to create some shadows. Last line, little double-ended flick off just there, just for a little tiny bottom lip. And that's it. That's all we're going to do for the lip. That's our mouth sorted. Okay, next job, let's make this character watertight. So we're going to go around this outside edge, make it watertight so it's a black line that goes all the way around. It's going to make our character look a lot more finished. So we'll do that, and then we'll get in with a thin pen, add some little details for a little bit of fun, and then just play around with the character after that. So it's really over to you to add those, extra bits of flair that you want to add on. Okay. Let's make it watertight. So first thing I'd do is let's go and throw in some boils or something like that. We don't want to just keep it like a simple kind of sausage shape, which is what we've got at the moment. Let's go and put in some, let me zoom out just a little tiny bit more so you can see the whole head. There you go. That's better. Capital C's. Capital C's with a hole, or circles with a break, where the break is on the inside of the head. So like this. Flicked off at one end. Fat wonky over the other end. Go and throw a few of those in. Try not to mirror it. So have it different on both sides. As much as you can anyway. There you go, something like that. I think that looks quite nice. Yeah, we'll go with that. Then what we'll do is we'll start joining all of these bits together. Now, you've got a pencil line in there, don't follow that pencil line perfectly. The pencil line is just there so that you know where you go behind one of these boils and you come back out the other side so you can join it up and it looks like an authentic kind of join. That's the only reason that pencil line's in there. Everywhere else in that pencil line, we want to go wonky and lumpy. Okay, so let's go and put it in. Let's start at this side, look. Wonky and lumpy. Don't forget, double line everything you do. Strong intersections as well. So it's going behind that eye now. It's coming back at this point. There's a nice big area across there, so you don't need to worry too much about having what looks like a consistent join all the way across there. You mainly need to worry about that just here where you've got these small breaks. But I'm not going wonky enough with mine, so go wonky with yours. Because when you go wonky, it gives you extra stuff that you can draw, which we'll come to in a second. Right, last little thing we're going to do with our fat black pen is let's go and put in some spots, and let's go and put in some extra C shapes. So spots, just scatter a bunch of spots all over your character. Just big old spots, look. Don't think about it too much. We just want to fill in a few little gaps. You can put a pattern in there. Sometimes a pattern looks really creepy, really weird. So feel free to do that. Or just put in just random spots all over the place. The other thing we're going to do is, with these boils, go and put some more of those in. But this time we're going to bring them inside the head. The only thing to remember is the break in the circle needs to point to the center. It needs to be facing the center of your character. So for example, if you put one here, it looks like that. You see where the break is pointing to the center. If we put one here, it needs to look like that. Break is pointing to the center again. So go and throw a few of those in. as many or as few as you want. And then let's put a few little boils behind our character. Look, just over there, some big ones next to the small ones. Put some big ones next to the big ones. Put some small ones. That kind of thing. That'll do nicely. Let's put one there as well. That's it. That's looking great. Right, let's get our thin pen out. We're going to throw on a few little details with our thin pen, and then we're going to wrap things up. So we're pretty close to being finished off here. First thing we'll do is let's go and get up in that horn. We're going to put a line all the way through the centre of the horn. We're going to shade one half of it in. So what you'll notice is...
Do you want to just take a quick detour?
Yeah, mate. Ooh, yeah. Who have we got?
I don't know if that's OZ, is it?
Let's have a little look. Nice. OZ is sharing beanies. Nice work, beanie. Look at that. Oh, man. So what I love about this, honestly, this is my drawing, this is my teaching style, is that I'll start teaching step by step. You'll follow along with me. At a certain point, you can look at somebody's artwork and you're like, I can see where you got bored of listening to me and started to do your own thing. Now, when that happens, I've done my job. I don't mind anymore because I've kickstarted someone's creativity and I'm more than happy with that. But you look at Beanie's there and you can see that Beanie's gone with the horn, got the horn in there, but then when it's come to doing the eyes, it's like, no, I'm going skull with this. And we put a nice looking skull in there and some fantastic looking teeth. Just go thinner around the outside, make the teeth thinner as they get to the outside so it looks like it's facing outside as well. That would be my suggestion. But awesome work, mate. Well done. Really good to see. Thanks for sharing that, Geoff. Let's get back on it, though. There's our character, Thin Pen. Are you ready for this then? So first thing we'll do, whenever you're drawing, my suggestion is, I've just seen Stefan's just dropped one in on Discord as well. We'll have a look at Stefan in a sec. Whenever you're drawing, my suggestion is get all your main lines in with your fat pen first. Then go and grab your thin pen and put all your less important lines. So let's quickly shade this in. And no, let's have a look at Stefan's first. Is that all right, Geoff?
Yeah, go for it.
There we go. Look at that. Really nice. So we've got like a little bit of a bump around the nose. So we've got that skull nose, but a little bump around the nose. Well done, Stefan's. That looks really nice. And look at the veins in the eyes as well. We'll do some veins in a second. And we've got some graining in the teeth. And, oh, mate, it's like Stefan's just needs to run his own session. Everything there is on the list of things to do. Nice work, mate. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for sharing that, Stefan. Right, back in the horn. Split the horn in half with your thin pen. And then all we're going to do, just pick the opposite half. So, look, this side, I was saying down here, that what we've got is these little reflections. See the reflections in the eyes? That means the light source is coming in from this side, which is why I'm going to shade out the other side of the horn with some lines. So a line down the middle, nothing special about it, just a line down the middle and then some shaded lines. Look how rough these lines look as well. You don't have to go too perfect with it. As long as it looks rough everywhere, you'll get away with it. Big long lines. So there you go. We've got a half shaded horn. That's perfect. Let's get down a little bit and let's work in those eyes. So we're going to do what No, I don't think you did this, Stefan. Let's get into those eyes, around those little sausages in the pupils. Let's go and flick in a broken line with our thin pen, just going around the outside edge, look, and it just makes it look like we've got like a little rim, like a little swollen bit around the outside of the iris, because the pupil is just a hole in the eye, isn't it? So that's what we're doing. We're just making that look like a bit of a swelling around the hole in the eye. So nice broken line. So dot and dash it, curl round, dots and dashes, curl round, back like that. Lovely. Wow, Kipster, that's amazing. Can I share that, Kipster? I mean, you're sharing it in Discord, so I'm hoping that's cool, mate. But yeah, Kipster had a stroke 5 months ago, and this is helping recovery. I love it when things like that happen. I'm glad it's helping you, mate. That's amazing. Cheers, Stefan. Yeah, Stefan says can't do everything for us. Thank you for leaving me some little nuggets to actually do a bit of teaching. Right, where we're going with this, let's get back into these teeth. A little bit of graining of the teeth. Just flick a few little lines down, flick a few little lines up. Nothing too special in there. Get back into your face with your thin pen. Do things like this, look. So a little shape. You're drawing that shape. One side of that shape needs to be straight so that you can put another smaller one next to it. And what that starts to look like when you put little lines through it is it starts to look like a little break in the skin. See how that looks like a little break in the skin? Let's go and put some more in elsewhere. That kind of stuff. Looks great. What else are we doing? We've done the pupil line. Let's go and put some hairs in now. So we're going to zoom right out. Right out. And yeah, let's go and whack in some hairs. So I'm going to put some hairs in with a thin pen. Just going to flick a few little hairs around first. Some from the outside edge, some from inside the character. Oh, let me quickly show you how to do veins. Don't think we really did veins. Let's get into that part. Like, watch this. When you're drawing a vein, you don't actually draw the vein. You draw the shadows of the vein. So it will look like this. Imagine a capital Y bubble writing, but with all the tips chopped off. So like that. And just flicking off. Make sure each end is flicked off. And there we go. We've got a... wow. There you go. We've got ourselves a little vein. Let's go and put a few of those in. Just mix it up a little bit. Thanks for sharing that, Kipster. That's amazing. That is, you know, I don't want to get too weird about the whole kind of how helpful art can be and how helpful drawing can be with any kind of recovery and with any kind of stuff that people are dealing with. But that's awesome. It's always awesome to know that it's actually directly helping. Right, where are we going next? Let's get back in with our fat pen. A few more seconds, back in with the fat pen, and then we're going to wrap up. And so, yeah, hopefully you guys are going to be sharing some artwork in a bit. Here we go, fat pen. Let's go and flick off some hairs in there. We've already put some thin hairs in. Let's go and put some fat hairs in. Don't think about it too much. Just go and chuck them in. Look. When you're doing hairs, stab, flick is how you get it. Stab gets the follicle, flick gets the hair. So like this, like stab, flick. And you see how when you do that, you get that little kind of, let me zoom in again. When you do that, like, here we go, stab, flick, you get that little fat bit where the hair follicle sits nicely. So there you go, throw a few of those in. And let's wrap this monster up. So, yeah, maybe a few little eyelashes. I don't know, whatever you want to do in there. Let's finish off with a few little ink splats around the outside. If ever I can't think of what to put on the outside just to finish things off, I just throw in a few little ink splats. You could throw in a power line as well if you want to go thick around the outside edge of your character. That always looks amazing. But I'm just putting ink splats in for the time being. And maybe put in some flies as well. Let's put some flies in that are close to us. Let's put some flies in that are a little bit further away. Let's put a fly on the eyeball. Excellent. I might just whip a quick nose in. What do you reckon? Let's go and put in a nose. There we go. Couple of little like watermelon seeds for a nose. Flick a little line, little floater of a line. It's called a floater because it doesn't touch anything else. And across the top there. Finish off with a bunch of quote marks. So just scatter around a bunch of quote marks. Maybe pop some bubbles. I don't know. Whatever you want. There we go. Look, popped bubbles. Just a circle of dashes like that. And you know what? I think we're going to call it just there. That is a nice, quick, easy half-an-hour doodle. Big signature on it. In pen on the front so everybody can see it. And there we have our finished two-eyed horny monster. And there you go. The lesson was how to create depth with the horn. I don't know. That probably won't go on the thumbnail for the video, but you know what I mean. Right. Should we have a little look at what people are dropping into the Discord? I'll wait for Silent Axe to come up on screen. because that looks amazing, mate. And then we'll share it. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Joff. There we go. Look at that, mate. It's got like a frog-like look to it. I think because you put the chin in there as well. It's got a really nice frog look to it, and also those that texture, that like camo texture on the front of the face. Yeah, that's amazing, mate. A horny frog. Well done. What else have we got then? So we're just going to pick up some other people's artwork. We've got, whose is this one, Joff?
That's Ozzy's.
Ozzy, is that actually yours, or
Yeah, that's their own one.
That's your own, is it? Oh yeah, it does say mine on there. Look at that. Look at the shading on that. That's beautiful. It just makes those little reflections in the eyes pop a little bit more by putting the shading around the eyeballs. Really subtle. That's all it needed, but beautiful stuff. Nice work. Thank you very much. Who else have we got? It wouldn't be farts if we didn't have a photo of it sideways. But yeah, that's looking good, mate. Let's just look at that sideways. Actually, it works with the shadow. Nice little shape on the nose as well. That's pretty cool, mate. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Thank you, farts. Well done, you. I think we've got a couple more coming up as well. We've got our next one, which is Natalie. There we go. Beautiful work, Natalie. Oh, look at what Natalie's done with the horn as well. Just shaded in, not shaded in the ribbed part of the horn, just shaded in the other parts of the horn. Just makes that ribbed part kind of stand out a little bit more, which is nice. Again, super cute with it. And nice, loving the skin under the eye. It looks really thin and like it's just sagging a little bit. That looks really nice. Awesome work. Thank you for sharing that, Natalie. Who else we got? We've got Kipster up next. So Kipster. What?
Oh no, this is Escape to Hogwarts.
Is it Escape to Hogwarts? Thanks, mate. Let's have a look. Escape to Hogwarts. Look at that. I love how thin that is. Is that digital as well? That looks digital. The lines look so clean on that. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so Escape to Hogwarts. The only bit I would suggest, right at the bottom of the horn, if you can kind of go and whip in a little bit more shading at the bottom of the horn there. That, because it's underneath and it's at the bottom of the horn, you'd expect it to be the shadow there. So hopefully you were going to do that anyway, and you're just sharing it because it's that time. Oh my God, we've got some amazing pieces coming up. So let's have a look at this next one. Joff, fantastic, mate. That's looking really strong. But you need to start signing yours DMJ for Doodle Master Joff, or DMA, Doodle Master Apprentice.
Dog in chair.
But yeah, awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Joff. That looks good. Who have we got up next? Everyone's posting. It's loads.
This is Kipster.
Let's have a look at Kipster. So Kipster, not able to draw a month ago, struggling with struggling with movement, with limbs, the ability to be able to do stuff. But that's a nice strong finish. I love how wonky those eyes are. Yeah, and look at the little nose in there as well. The spots look great. Awesome. I just go to town on that background, mate. Just going to throw in loads more spots. Just fill in that white area with loads of stuff. So Jessica says wishes that she could share, but doesn't have Discord. Everybody has Discord. You can get on Discord. Majo, hi people from Spain. Hi to Spain. Paralysed down one side but recovering quick. Kipster says paralysed down one side. So that's amazing, mate. I'm really chuffed for you that you're able to get back, do something creative, something you're proud of as well. We've got another one from the Discord. Let's have another look at this. Who's this one from, Joff?
I think this one's Pickles.
Pickles, you've done an amazing job.
Let's have a check.
Again, look at
Pickles.
Yeah, nice one. Look at how Pickles has melted the eyeballs with those real bumpy eyeballs. So you don't have to draw a circle, real bumpy eyeballs, and they still look amazing. But again, you can see where Pickles got bored of listening to me. Just did the horn, and then it's like, I'm going to do my own thing. The little party hat as well, and the tongue. That's brilliant, mate. Well done. Thank you, Pickles. Ben says, had to drop out. What? Dad duty called? No, mate. No excuses. No time for parenting when there's an art lesson on. Maria says, love the way the skin under the eye bulges out. Yeah, thank you very much. Great 3D effects. That's what we were going for. We have got another one in Discord. Let's have a look at that. There we go. There's one from Kitty. Interesting shaped horn there, Kitty. It's got a big stump to it at the end. It's looking amazing. It almost looks, look at the eyes on that one. It almost looks like somebody's just attached that horn just now. And its eyes have just gone like that. That's brilliant, mate. Nice. And yeah, little trailing dashed lines for where the flies have come out of the eyeball. Love that kind of stuff. Well done, you. Ooh, Jessica's downloading Discord. That's great, mate. Yeah, it's... if you struggle to get onto the Korp Dogs Discord, it can be a little bit weird first time into Discord, but just ask myself or Joff will help you out with any kind of like settings to make sure you get a nice smooth experience. But yeah, that is the best place for you to go and share your artwork so we can bring it in to our stream. Here we go with another one. This one I believe is Jeremiah. Nice work, Jeremiah. Again, look at the shape of the horn. Just love the fact that that's a nice fat horn in the middle. Brilliant stuff. And you know what I said? One of the things I said on this is when you do the eyelids, let me just show you on mine. So keep that up on screen for a second, Joff. But I said when you do the eyelids, just here, just only flick out just slightly outside the eyeball. But what Jeremiah's doing there is just proving that that doesn't matter. Look how far out they've flicked across the eyeball and how the eyelid just looks like it's a big canopy going around the top of that eye. Works a treat, mate. There you go. There's my advice going forward. Don't listen to me. Yeah, do your own thing. You can't read that on screen, but it says Jeremiah says he's blushing. Thank you very much, Jeremiah. Well done, mate. Awesome stuff. That's fab. And what do you reckon, Joff? Is that everybody in the Discord? Have we shared a few?
I think we've covered everyone, yeah. If anyone's not been mentioned, then yeah, let us know.
You've got 30 seconds. We're wrapping up, so you've got 30 seconds for this. So, yeah, let me finish off just by saying thank you again to everybody that's tuned in. We're here every Wednesday. Stefan will come to you in a second as our final piece. So, yeah, we're here did I say Wednesday? Every Wednesday at this time, we come in. It's either me doing a drawing lesson with a Sharpie, pencil, and a thin pen. That's all you need. Or we get guest artists in to show us a little bit about their drawing style as well. Do yourself a favour, if you want to start collecting digital artwork with us, then go over to Abstract and make sure you've got yourself an account in Abstract. It's dead easy. If you've got a Google account, it's just a couple of clicks and you can get yourself an Abstract account. If you need any more information, just use the little, where is it, down below here, korpacademy.com, let's draw, go there. Bookmark that page. It will tell you everything you need to know how to get the most out of this session. So we're going to wrap up with a little look at Stefan's finished piece. And he did do a couple of bits in there that I forgot. And he's added a few bits in as well. And yeah, I'm sorry I teased you about moving the eyelid halfway through. I always like doing that if somebody jumps ahead. The whole point of this is that everybody draws something different. Even if you're trying to copy me perfectly, we all draw something slightly different. So it's absolutely perfect that you've done that. There's a little bit of me seeing a pencil. That horn looks like a pencil. So maybe next time around, I'm thinking I'm going to do a monster with a pencil sticking out of its head, because that's what that black tip looks like. But yeah, really strong finish. Look at the flies in there and the spots. Little tiny mustache as well. And so Jessica says, how do you find us, guys? You can find us in Discord. I'm only joking. Where can you find us? You can find me on all my social channels. So yeah, just look for Korp Academy on whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and send a message through one of those, and I'll help you along as best I can. Who else have we got? So Marty says that was fun. Let me just get back to my screen so we can see these comments. Marty says that was fun. Thank you very much for tuning in, Marty. And Susan says, thank you. No worries, Susan. I hope you enjoyed that. Right. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. It's been another good lesson. Same time again next week. If you can make it, bring your Sharpies and your paper, and we'll do it all again. But from Joff and I, thanks very much. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.